Yo, what's going on, everybody? UltimatDjz here from the Teaching Trek YouTube channel, Talking Trek podcast, and Twitching Trek over on twitch.tv. Here with your ArcFall video for Lower Decks Part 2. Part 2, it is October ArcFall, and here we are kicking it off, and we've got new thingies for you. So let's just get started with officers like we typically do. This month, you've got 2 epics and 1 rare that are coming. First epic is going to be Dr. Tana. There's Dr. Tana right there. That's coming out. That'll be your first epic. She does not have a captain's maneuver. Her officer ability will be a 40% chance to apply a random state to enemy players for 3 rounds. Okay, so we were talking about this last month, given the fact that morale is not necessarily a thing. Here's the thing. This is a 40% chance as an officer ability at Tier 1. So Lorca, maybe, dependent on your Lorca, your Giorgio, your Nero, your Gorkon, I kind of halfway wonder whether or not Dr. Tana is going to have a significant presence or a significant role here, although she will provide synergy to Carol Freeman, which will get you extra shots and so forth like that. Her below-deck ability is going to be to increase isolytic defense for 40% at Tier 1. That's 40% for 1 round. Again, not sensing a whole lot of course correction when it comes to PvP with this particular officer. As a matter of fact, her officer ability seems to do really nothing that can't already be done in the game at a higher degree of reliability. And the below deck ability, again, we've talked about isolytic defense not being nearly enough to counter the problems with crit damage and crit chance. This officer, to me, kind of seems like a no-go. But that's my personal opinion. Testing will be needed to see if she actually carries some kind of crazy punch that we can't see. The next officer is going to be Epic Shax. Let me pull him up here. Okay, here, right here. Boom. There's Epic Shax. Shax is going to be the equivalent of what Ransom and Billups were last month, synergizing with the Battleship Strike Team. His officer ability on the battleship, and if the enemy is burning, increase isolytic damage at 60%. Below deck ability if on an explorer and you have morale, increase isolytic defense. Again, not seeing any PvP course correction here. This does kind of complete those original strike team synergy boosters, if you will. But again, not really doing anything to address the state of PvP when it comes to isolytic combined with crit damage and crit chance. So this officer, again, kind of depending on your situation, maybe worth it, maybe not. Really, truthfully, the only officer that has my curiosity peak this month is going to be rare Alonzo Freeman. All right, Carol Freeman's hubby back at Starfleet headquarters. He will be a rare this month, and actually this one does have the most, I think, exciting ability, if you call any of these exciting. He, again, has no captain's maneuver. His officer ability will be to increase cargo by 20% on your ship. His below deck ability, though, I think is going to be a little bit more valuable there in increasing reputation gained by 40%. Again, very indicative of G5 or G6 right around the corner, in which, you know, rep is probably going to become a thing again. So his below deck ability is increasing reputation by 40%, and probably that is going to be one of the more valuable officers this month. The good news is as far as sourcing goes, rare Alonzo Freeman will have a full unlock available in a month-long meta. It's called Friends in High Places. So if you have 100% participation there, then you should be able to unlock your Alonzo Freeman in a month-long meta. So that is the good news. In my opinion, the best of the 3 officers will be unlockable this month in that meta. So those are the 3 officers that are coming this month. What else are you getting? We are getting new G5. See, I get 5 and 6 confused. You're getting new G5 Armadas. Yes, the deep space Armadas. Here they are. There's the rare. We saw the uncommon a second ago, and here's your epic. These are new G5 Armadas that are just going to be in higher space and use the same mechanics that we always have because, there's not enough Armadas in the game for us to do. That being said, this one has a silver lining. Just like G4, these will use the same uncommon, rare, and epic directives that the G3 and G4 Armadas using, the existing normal directives. So that is a good thing for those of you who do have a big bank. These are going to be leveled 52 through 60. They will have new G5 bundles in the store, just like the G3 and G4 bundles. These G5 bundles will include blueprints, parts, materials, faction credits, badges, and they will have officer shards for the pick officers. That would be Pick Riker, Picard, and Worf, as well as Pick Beverly and Voyager's Doctor. All right, so you will have opportunities at those officer shards inside the new G5 Armada chest. As far as cooldown timers, we are seeing and hearing from Scopely Dev that the cooldown timers will be reduced on these new G5 to match that of G3. No word yet on what they're going to be doing with the G4 Armada timers, but these have apparently been launched in the same cooldown fashion as G3, so hopefully that'll help. Just as a quick side note for some of you who are too low to care about G5 Armadas, let me remind you they are using the same directives and therefore are paying the same loot. I would imagine and would hope that you would consider maybe if you've got some serious whale tail in your alliance that you take a look at expanded warp range crews on your Voyager, because the vast majority of loot that will be dropping from these things will come in starter chest and Happy Meals. So I would imagine that if you've got the whale tail available to kill these things, even low-level players should be trying to crank up the warp range on that Voyager to get to these new systems so that you can at least run the starter chest and have your team take these things down for you. If you've got some whale tail on your team, that's going to source you a tremendous number of Armada credits for you to use, even if you're still pulling the G3 and G4 chests. All right, let's see. What else is coming this month? Of course, we all know from the patch notes that have been coming out that territory is resetting. That should be done by the time the game comes back up from maintenance, and you will have new territories. New territory services. Whoop, didn't mean to excite you there. New territory services in some of the territories that are going to be dealing with isolytic, some cloaking, some for reputation, things like that are going to be some of the new services. You're also going to see in 3 out of the 6, not even all 6, but in 3 out of the 6, you're going to see a Tier 3 service sourcing Mona Veen blueprints. So, that's exactly what we were afraid of there. But that is happening if you are interested in getting through and starting to fight over territory capture. There will be a new Syndicate expansion this month. That is actually not looking terribly bad, to be perfectly honest with you. The new territory expansion is coming out, and there will be 10 new levels of Syndicate. Now, listen, let me tell you right here, right now, right up front, don't go too crazy with this, because starting at Event Reset today, there will be a Syndicate Advancement event that is a week long. It starts here on day 1. So if you are excited, if you are a person who believes in Syndicate, kind of like I do, then you might be tempted to start pushing your way through some of these new Syndicate levels, but do be aware that starting at Event Reset here on day 1, there will be a week-long heroic Syndicate Advancement event, and that event will source several different shards, including Voyager's Neelix. So be very wary of that, and don't start your big push until after you see the event. Syndicate is also going to be unlocking a couple of new forbidden technologies. It will unlock a couple of new avatars and things like that. It will also be launching, let's see, I mentioned the new forbidden technology. There is a new forbidden technology that looks somewhat interesting and is only available through the Syndicate expansion tree, and that is Agamis. Do you guys remember Agamis? That crazy little artificial intelligence? Agamis will be available only through the Syndicate advancement, and that Agamis fleet technology, or forbidden technology, is actually not a bad-looking one for a change. It will provide loot bonus and significant damage towards PvE hostiles, but really a big focus on a 40% boost to loot, I think, is what it said at a very early level. So that is not looking that bad when it comes to forbidden technology, if you can get there through the Syndicate tree. Also available in later levels, I think this is going to be level 40 of the Syndicate expansion. There will be a new Fleet Commander slot that unlocks, which is actually going to be very, very interesting, and that is one of 2 that will be available this month. You guys had heard me mention that there was one pack that is coming this month that I am somewhat interested in. It is indeed a Fleet Commander slot. So one of them is going to be available through Syndicate at Syndicate level 40, but there will also be a pack available for you to buy a Fleet Commander unlock slot if you want. So you could potentially this month end up with 4 total if you push the Syndicate, but you will be able to buy a third one right off the bat. If you've got Command Center 40, you'll be able to buy a third slot in an in-app purchase. Now, there is a change coming to Forbidden Technology. I am undecided yet on whether or not I think it's good enough, but it will be better for some of you, at least in some people's eyes. They're not changing anything as far as the sourcing for the tier up catalyst. However, they are changing the queue's benevolence. That means when you fail an upgrade attempt, they are going to change that. The first time fail will give you a 10% queue's benevolence boost, and subsequent fails will increase up by 5%, and there's no cap on queue's benevolence, meaning that you could eventually get the upgrade opportunity to 100%. They are not changing anything with queue's favor or the sourcing of the tier up catalyst or anything like that, but they are increasing queue's benevolence upon failure. So a teeny tiny step in the right direction, but still, in my opinion, not quite enough, but we will see if that helps people out this month or not. In the Battle Pass this month, you are going to see... Actually, I take that back. In the Territory Capture Battle Pass, which is going to last 3 months, you will see both pieces of rare Forbidden Technology completely, fully unlockable. In the Territory Capture Battle Pass, which will last 3 months, it is a spanning 3-month period, so you're not going to have to buy it each month or anything. You buy it one time, it'll last for 90 days, and that will be the Territory Capture Battle Pass. The Territory Capture Battle Pass will be on sale for $49.99, so $10 off what the $20 price tag would be. That'll be 3 months at $49, and you can purchase it at any time, and just like the normal Battle Pass, it will unlock all of the milestones you've previously completed in a retroactive fashion. We are being told that you do not need to own territory in order to complete the Territory Capture Battle Pass, but it will require your engagement. That is mining, time spent in territory, points earned during territory capture, whether you win or lose. So you don't necessarily have to win, but you will be spending resources. You'll be spending some isogen. You'll be dropping pins on various territories. Again, not necessary for you to win to complete the Territory Capture Season Pass, but you will definitely have to engage with territory if you want to complete that. There is a free track, and then the paid track will be $49.99. Also, in that paid track of the Territory Capture Season Pass, you will see a ton of new chronometric particles. Those chronometric particles are the research currency for a brand new 40-plus research tree that will be available in the Territory Capture research tree already. It's a bunch of new research being added for 40-plus. If that research looks valuable to you, then the new season capture or season pass for Territory Capture will probably be worth it to you. But if those researches are not looking that exciting, then that, I believe, is going to be the bulk of the value contained within the season pass. So just have to take a look at that for yourself and see if that's something that you are interested in doing. As far as officer sourcing this month, we are not actually looking at one of our favorite models. For example, in week 1, we will see a Dr. Tana heroic solo milestone for half of the shards. There will not be an accompanying solo leaderboard in weekend number 1. However, there will be other ways to obtain her shards, which leads me to believe that there will be other paid packs available to unlock Dr. Tana. But in week 1, no solo leaderboard, only a 50% heroic solo milestone. In weekend number 2, Shaxx will have a solo leaderboard and a solo milestone, but the solo milestone, again, reportedly only half the shards. Weekend number 3, as we have seen over the last couple of months, weekend number 3 is listed TBD, or to be determined. So, with as far as SMSs go, no guaranteed unlocks this month of the Epic Officers. However, I do remind you again, those don't look that exciting to me anyhow. The Alonzo Freeman does look all right, and that will be available in a month-long meta called Friends in High Places. We will try to provide you more information on our events coming up a little bit later. However, I fully expect my friend and partner Lube to beat me to the punch. Be watching his channel for an event guide video that'll probably come out later today because he's a machine like that. And I can count on him to relay that information to you fairly and accurately. So hopefully you'll look forward to that event guide video coming out a little bit later if I'm not able to get to it before tomorrow or the next day. If you have questions, community, leave them in the section below. That is what we've got going on here in Lower Decks Part 2, If you have questions, comments, concerns, or just general feedback, leave them in the section below. My name is UltimatDjz, your friendly neighborhood cat person, saying meow for now. Thank you for watching our channel, everybody. Appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you out there in the galaxy. I will catch you on the next one, everybody. Meow for now. Pieces. Can I get some Excedrin now, please?